Hello everyone and welcome back to our lesson number 22 or 23. So today's video is going to be on shifting, or how to shift your feet like Mike Tyson kinda. Lomachenko did this a little bit too. Well, a lot of fighters did this. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to use your feet to kind of shift around your opponent. Now I have a little medicine ball right here. This is kind of, if you guys could see it, this is just going to be like for you to imagine a circle. So when you're shifting, you're going to be moving kind of in half a circle. I'll use this again later. Put this here. Okay, like the pivot lesson, one of my very first lessons, I said there's a defensive time to pivot and there's an offensive way to pivot. That's as you throw punches, you pivot, and as you slip punches, you pivot, okay? The shifting is basically the same idea. There's an offensive time to do it, like Lomachenko, and there's a defensive time to do it, which will still set you up in a punching position, but it's just when you do this. First, I'm gonna explain the very basics of shifting, and then we can get into the other details of it. So first of all, shifting is basically I'm here and I want to, or here, I'll do this here and here so you can get different angles. I'm here and I want to end up over here and I want to come back over here. Okay, so that's kind of the shift. My weight's here, I'm in front of this person. I'm now here, my uppercut and hook are lined up. I threw my uppercut and hook and now I'm back here and I could go left uppercut, right hand. That's the basics of the shift basically. So I'll do it this way too. So here, if you could see my feet, okay, I'm here, right? My back foot is here, my left foot is here. Now I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here. I used to be able to do this pretty quick. A little bit slower now, but should get back into it. But that's where it is right now. If you remember my slipping video, so this is going to be the defensive part. I said a slip is basically you imagine the punch coming and you aim that shoulder at the punch. You slip, shifting your weight. Before you shift your feet, you got to shift your weight. You can't just shift your weight or shift your feet standing with your weight in the middle or just here. Okay, you got to shift your weight to the. So if I want to shift forward, I'm going to have to put weight on my front foot and then move up. And then if I want to shift back, I'm going to put weight on my back foot and then shift back. Okay, now I'm going to still explain the details of the footwork and then explain the other things that go with it. So first of all is I'm here. Now this is where the circle comes back in. Right here. Okay, so what's happening here is I'm moving in half a circle. And it's very basic what's happening. My right foot or my back foot is going to take the space or the place of my left foot or my lead foot when I move up. So what that looks like is my lead foot here is here. I should get a cone. 1 second, I'll be right back. Keep yourself entertained while I'm back. Okay, I couldn't find the cone right away. I think it's over there somewhere. I'm just going to use this bright yellow thing so you guys could see it. So my feet are here. If you could see this yellow thing, it's right beside my left foot or my lead foot. What I'm going to do is basically shift here. Okay, now my right foot took this almost the same spot of my lead foot, and my lead foot kicked up another way. And now I'm going to do it backwards, and now my lead foot is back. And you can see how I'm moving in half a circle. Imagining this, but a little bit bigger. So I'm just going back and forth. Okay? Sorry, I got boogers coming down my nose. Sorry. If that's on camera, that's going to be gross. I apologize for the nastiness. So, my back foot is going to take the spot of my lead foot, and my lead foot is going to get kicked up. Okay? So basically the foot that's going to move in is kicking out the other foot. A really simplistic way to think about this is, so my right foot is here. Okay, one foot is kicking out the other foot is getting kicked out to the side. Same thing as when I talked about this step. Which film study was I doing that this person used this step? Jose Bonilla versus the Japanese guy Hayoki, I think. I talked about this step, which is bringing the back foot first and bringing the front foot back first. So same idea, but instead of shifting forward, instead of shifting sideways, you're shifting kind of in a circle. All right, now now we talked about the footwork part of it. So from here and down, just gonna get rid of this guy right here. So we talked about that part. Now, how do we make this look smooth, and how do we hide this, and how do we make this work? Now it's the upper body portion. Now, this is where I said there's a defensive time to do it and an offensive way to do it, or time to do it. So if someone's throwing a punch at me, how am I gonna shift my weight forward before I shift my feet? Is I'm gonna use a slip, right? So just like I said, when you pivot, you slip and then pivot. So you could slip and then pivot, or you could slip and then pivot. This is gonna be the same exact idea, but you're just slipping and then shifting your weight, okay? With the pivot, you slip, and then as you come back, you twist back at the same time. This one's kind of similar, but first you shift your weight forward, and now as I kick my back foot up, what I'm gonna do with my back shoulder is I'm gonna lean it back. So when I land, I'm gonna show you guys. So when I land, my weight is on the back foot, and I'm able to throw that right uppercut or right hand. Okay, again, I'm gonna slip your punch, boom. Now I'm gonna pull this weight back. It's right here right now. As I come forward, and now bang, bang. So you add those two things together, the slip, and then the recoil of the shoulder to the feet together, and then it should look something like this. Okay, sorry, I sniffled. I'm a little sick today. So that's the basics of it. Now if I landed forward, boom, now my weight's here. Now as I come back, my lead shoulder is gonna get pushed back, and now my weight is on the front foot. So front foot at the end after I step back foot at the end after I step forward, okay? I'll do it from this angle too if you guys wanna see that too. And basically where you end, so when I come back, my weight is on the front foot. What do you think I'm gonna throw? Anything with my left hand or my lead hand, then I'm gonna come back with my right hand. Same thing is if I come up forward, what am I gonna throw? The right uppercut or right hand, and then come back with the left hand. Okay, so the part of this is after you've done the shift, you're gonna end up on, your weight's gonna end up on one certain leg, and that's the punch you wanna throw first off that leg because your power's already there, then you add the other one, okay? Now the shifting, defensive wise, it's pretty good, but this takes a lot of practice. It's gonna be easy for you guys to kind of do this in training, right? Just like any other move, but this move takes a little bit of time. So another thing is when you see me demonstrating it, I might exaggerate the movement, but if you see someone do it in a fight, it might just look like that. It's a very like quick, you might not notice that they did it. So that's the other thing about doing this in an actual sparring or a fight. It's not gonna look like this. I'm just doing that to kind of better explain to you guys the mechanics. But like in a fight, it's just a quick, tight movement, just like slipping, just like pivoting. It's tight and it's quick, right? But the other thing is this move is pretty hard to do in sparring and stuff. This is a drilled move where you got to really drill it with a partner where they throw a punch at you, and you just work on shifting and shifting and shifting until you get comfortable with the timing, so you could start doing it in a real situation. Okay, now the other thing about this one is we did the defensive way. Now we're going to do the Lomachenko way. He's southpaw. I'm not that good at this southpaw wise. I could kind of do it. So what's the offensive way is you're doing it off of punch. So just like pivoting, you could throw the right hand. No, what was that? Yeah, you could do that one. or you could do like a step with the right hand and then pivot. With this one, you could throw the backhand to pivot forward. So because if you look at the mechanics, what did we do? We shifted forward our weight and then we went like this, right? So what's another way to hide my shift or hide my weight transfer is going to be throwing a backhand. This backhand is not hard. It's not anything to do with hurting your opponent. It's only a distraction. Think of a jab. This is the same thing. So I throw my right hand. Now as I shifted my weight with my right hand. Now what am I going to do? When I bring back that right hand, I'm going to shift around. Okay, so defensive way and offensive way, right? I showed you guys the offensive way. You slip, and then you do it. This one, I'm throwing the right hand, and then I'm going like that, okay? Now you could also do this with the hook. So when you throw a hook, where does your weight end up? On the back leg. So when I go here, I'm gonna throw a hook. Okay, so you threw your hook, your weight's back here. Now instead of just bringing the shoulder back here, and then you come back in for an uppercut or for another hook, right? So when you're moving back, you throw a lead, something with the lead. I could even throw a jab. A jab, not really. You can do it with a jab too though, but you're gonna be a little bit too far for a jab, but you can do it. But that's, if you throw the backhand, you move up with it. As you bring back the backhand, you move your feet up. If you throw the lead hand, you come back, okay? Same thing with the defensive way is when you slip forward, you come up. When your weight's on the back foot or when you slip back, you could come here, right? So that's the shift. I thought this is something cool that I could show you guys that you could add in your training. It's not one of those necessary moves. Like it's not like you won't be able to be a good or great boxer without knowing to do this thing, but it is good to kind of get around someone real quick. If like the best time to do this for me is when I'm fighting someone that's really covered up, especially the offensive way. So I really like when I'm fighting someone with a high guard and they're kind of coming in and I could get some punches in to stop them for a sec or they cover up. I like throwing a couple shots and then loading up with a big shot on a different angle. That's when I like doing this the most. Defensive wise, I like doing it sometimes to get around someone quick if they have slow punches. But if someone has pretty sharp footwork and they're pretty good with their punches, I really don't do this move too often, because if you get caught with your feet off the air or in transition, it does become dangerous if you get hit. So that's one of those things that you got to look at your opponent and see, can I do this move or can I not do this move? But the punching way, it's a lot easier to do, especially if you have someone that's covered up and they can't really see and they're just like standing still. Then it becomes easy to shift around them and bang, bang, bang. I don't do this more than once in a row or twice in a row. Other than that, you become predictable. I just remembered one of the really good guys at doing this. If you want to search him up and watch him, and I forgot his name. His last name is Canizales. What's his first name? I forgot his first name. I'll try to put it in the video. But he did this very well. He's a Mexican fighter, I think from Texas. What was his name? Canizales. If you search up Canizales boxer, you'll find this guy. Watch his fights. He does a lot of shifting. He's like Lomachenko when Lomachenko was a little kid still. But yeah, he was pretty good at this move. So there are fighters, Mike Tyson did this move, but he's a lot more aggressive with this move. There are fighters that kind of master this more than others, but it's a move that if it fits in your style, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. But it's just something nice to know. It's a little bit flashy. It's a little bit nice for the crowd. But yeah, that's why I like this move. You could throw it off the uppercut. So anytime I throw my backhand really and I shift my weight here, when I pull my weight back, I could just shift my weight forward. And then anytime I throw something with the left, boom. Another really good time to use this is when you're in close. Now this is kind of half a shift, you're not doing the full shift, but what's really good is if you're really close up, what you do, and I want to throw the lead hook or the lead uppercut, and I don't have space to generate power, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back, and as I step back, I'm going to shift my weight forward at the same time, and then come back with the power, because now I'm in position to throw. So you could see here, I'm in no position to throw a hard punch with my lead hand. When I go here, now my weight's here, now I could come back up. So that's another time to do that. So here, boom, boom. You could even step back forward with it, so you could kind of go like boom, or just boom, and then shift forward. So that's another time to do this move, is when you don't have space, or you just drop on the back foot and come up. So that's another time, but that's not really a shift. The shift for me is the definition of shifting in the half circle, like I've been explaining for the past couple minutes. But shifting your weight for me is, there's a lot of different ways to shift your weight. Like I said, you could shift your weight sideways, right? When you're moving, you're on the squared up, you could kind of shift back and forth. When you're moving in and out, you could shift your weight. That used to be my favorite footwork. My legs can't take that anymore. I'd have to build it up again, but that's my favorite type of footwork, is being like stutter, back, in, punch, move, boom. That's my favorite type of footwork. But yeah, there's a lot of different shifting of your weight that you could do in boxing, but the shift is more of this to me, or the definition of it. And yeah, so that's my video for today, is how to shift your weight in the ring. If you want to, you could replay the video in slow motion and see the tight mechanics of it, but I tried to show you guys from all angles. My next video, I got a comment on one of my last videos to show you how to enter an exchange, how to throw the punch in the exchange, and how to exit the exchange. I kind of talked about this in the combination video, but not really. But that's gonna be for next week. Now, I was gonna do that today, but I had the idea of always wanting to make a video on shifting, so I thought I would do that first and then make that video. So I forgot your name, but I saw your comment, and I'm gonna make that video of how to enter, how to get closer to your opponent, how to hit them, then what to throw, and then how to exit the exchange while still being safe. And yeah, the exit strategy basically. Anytime you enter, you want to have an exit strategy, right? You don't want to go somewhere where you don't know how you're going to get out. So that's going to be the next video. Appreciate you guys for watching as always. I'll be back with a fight study this Saturday. Let me know what fight you guys want to see me break down a little bit. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching as always. And I shall see you guys next time. Bye.